So SavvyCard creates data-driven mobile web applications for objects, people, and events. And the problem that we're solving is a problem related to that every organization faces, and that's how do you generate awareness, adoption, and engagement for content, programs, and products and services that you provide. The reason that it's increasingly difficult to engage with people in the marketplace is it's getting harder and harder to get their attention because of all of the noise in the communication channels today. SavvyCard is able to cut through that noise using unique web apps that are personalized and very relevant to the needs of a user. So a SavvyCard is basically a web application. That means it's an app that lives in the cloud. It's not your traditional native application. We can create these apps for any object, any person, or any event. The apps, because they're web applications, work on any device without an install, which removes a lot of the friction of engaging users with content and tools that you want to provide to them through this system. They can be shared by text, by email, by social media, or by QR code. And when a user gets one of these apps or receives one of these apps, it's stored forever inside the SavvyCard platform. So you get an app for something that's interesting or relevant or important to you, and you never lose connection with it. It's always going to be stored for you to recall at a later time. Each of the apps includes tools and content that are designed to drive persistent engagement. You can see an example of a SavvyCard here over on the right. And I like to show this McLaren prototype card because it really sort of breaks through the concept that SavvyCards are digital business cards. They can be used to represent any object or person or event. So the way that we deploy SavvyCards, we don't do it one at a time. We use large data sets. Our platform ingests the data set and then automatically creates and maintains web apps for whatever content in the data set wants to be expressed as an application. An example of one of our existing clients is Pinellas Realtor Organization. They're a real estate association in Tampa Bay. We ingest all of the multiple listing data from Pinellas Realtor Organization and use it to automatically create web applications for all 9,500 real estate agents in the association, for all 25,000 homes which are listed and sold by the association every year, and for all 400,000 homeowners in the market that Pinellas serves. The benefits to an organization of using SavvyCard as an engagement tool for the market are pretty interesting. The first one is SavvyCards can be used to automate and improve business processes. Pinellas has seen a 10x improvement in member engagement over their other traditional communication methodologies like email through using SavvyCard. They've been able to generate a significant profit stream, $75,000 a year. They've reduced their costs, and they've been able to collect significant first-party data. So just to give you a quick idea of how different SavvyCards can be used, real estate agents today use SavvyCards to facilitate building and maintaining relationships. The agents use SavvyCards for home listings to basically automate marketing and distribution of information related to homes that are listed on the MLS. And homeowners use SavvyCard to simplify the management and resale of their homes. So I'm not an expert on government agencies, and so I thought I'd give three very, very simple sort of high-level use cases for how SavvyCard might be used to generate awareness, adoption, and engagement for government-related programs. But you guys are the experts. What I'd really love to see is if you're interested in what SavvyCard can do for your department or organization, reach out to me and we'll brainstorm on how it can be applied to your needs. So the first example is housing and urban development. We could create a SavvyCard for every household in the United States, all 120 million households. The SavvyCards that would be distributed through HUD could be used to improve processes, related to HUD tools and services, to collect first-party data that would be extremely valuable, to HUD for planning purposes. The system is designed to protect personally identifiable information. So unlike public forums like Zillow and so forth, we're not going to use people's data without their permission and without transparency on how the data is being used. We could reduce costs in collecting and processing HUD applications and other data, and we could create a revenue stream for HUD. Department of Education, we could create SavvyCards for every student in the United States. And you can see the same sorts of benefits in terms of process improvement, data collection, cost reduction and ability to generate revenue on the right for for that type of program. And finally, for the U.S. Department of Defense, we could create SavvyCards for any piece of military equipment that they use in the field. And the SavvyCards could be used again to improve quality of training and education, to capture feedback from users on the edge or in the field, to reduce the cost associated with training and education and maintenance. And we could actually capture data that could be resold back to the military industrial complex to generate a profit stream. So I'd love to speak with you and brainstorm ideas for how SavvyCard could be applied to your department. Here's my contact information. And if you'd like to experience SavvyCard for yourself, you can text the word David to 72889, and my SavvyCard will be sent directly to your phone. Thank you.